Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and set forth a great example to us younger brothers in the truth. And peace and blessings to the elect, sincere brothers of Israel out there that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Alright, I'm going to start the lesson off by reading Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. And it reads, "There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Yahushua." I want to start off by reading this because a lot of Christians like to use this scripture to justify that anybody can be saved. You know, all nations are saved. But in reality, only Israelites can be saved. Because when you go into that word Greek, it just refers to people that are, in Greece, living according to the Greek customs and are Hellenized. All right, and like an example of that would be a modern day American. All right, you have a lot of Americans, but they come from different backgrounds. All right, but when you read the verse after it, it says, "And if ye be Mashiachs," which means anointed, "then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." So if you belong to the anointed, then you are actually Abraham's seed. All right, you are actually heirs according to the promise. All right, and I'm going to break down, the children of the promise and how that's Israel. All right, it wasn't given to all nations. And in matter of fact, you can read up in Galatians, the 3rd chapter. I'm going to start at verse 15. "Brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be but a man's covenant. Yet, if it be confirmed, no man disannueth or addeth thereto." So if the Most High gave Israel a covenant, which I'll get into that it was only given to Israel, then no man can add on other nations to it, or no man can take away certain Israelites from it. No, it is only given to Israel. All right, verse 16, "Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to the seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Mashiach," which is anointed. And when you go into the story of Abraham's sons, there's Ishmael and Isaac. All right, and matter of fact, you can read it in Galatians, the 4th chapter, and I'll get that. It says, Galatians 4 and 22, "For it is written that Abraham had 2 sons, the one by bondmaid," all right, and that son was Ishmael, "the other by a free woman," which was the son of her was Isaac. "But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise." All right, so the promise was given to Isaac. All right. And to back that up, and later Isaac's son was it given to Jacob, and I'll get that in Romans, the 9th chapter. And this is in the New Testament, man. I haven't even gone into the Old Testament about how to, because the Apostle Paul, he was either a Pharisee or a Sadducee. I think he was a Sadducee, which meant that he dealt with all the laws, all the Old Testament, Isaiah, all the prophets. He studied that really hard, so he was quoting a lot of the Old Testament. All right, so he knew his Bible. He wasn't speaking from his heart. No, he backed up everything he said with the Most High's word. All right, this is Romans 9, verse. I'll start at 9. It says, For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right. And you can find that account in Genesis 25 and 23. And he actually quoted Malachi 1 and 2, where it says, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right, because that birthright was given unto Jacob. His name was later changed to Israel. And then his 12 sons, became the Israelites. I'm going to get that in Psalms 147, though. This is Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Alright, let's see, I'm going to jump to Malachi. Alright, this is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. It says, For I am the Lord, Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Now let's see what the Apostle Paul had to say about this. Romans. I'm tripping. Slacky. Romans chapter... Yeah, Romans chapter 11, verse 1. Say then, hath the Most High cast away his people? The Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Alright, so the Most High, if the Most High did away with his promise, then it wouldn't be a promise anymore. Because that promise was that Israel is going to rule over the other nations. Israel is going to inherit the uttermost parts of the world. All right? And Israel is the chosen. This is Romans Romans 9 and 4. Or I'll start at 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. Brethren, my kinsmen, that's his family, that's his lineage, according to the flesh, which means biologically he was related to him. Alright, they are from the same nation. Verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. Alright, so that adoption, that reconciliation, that's only for Israel. I mean, when you break down that word reconciliation, it's re meaning going back or again, and reconcile is like a friendship. The Most High is reestablishing his friendship with Israel. It says, and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises. So the promises, the covenants, all that was given unto Israelites. All right. So the people that are going to believe on this thing is only Israelites. It's not for anybody else. The heathens can't understand this. Let's see, the covenants. That's right. Let's go to Jeremiah. Because they like to say that the new covenant is established, so that new covenant means that everybody can be saved. But let's see what the new covenant is. This is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse, I'll start at 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. All right. Did it say to all nations? No. It says, not according to the covenant I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write in their hearts, and will be their power, their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So that's not happening right now. There's still Israelites. There's a lot of Israelites that don't know they're Israelites, that don't know the true name of the Lord. They don't know who their God is. They don't know who their power is. They don't know what their heritage is. They don't know this. This isn't written on their inward parts. They're still sinning. They're still going off, man. And guess what? The Apostle Paul wrote about the new covenant in Hebrews. Alright, this is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8. It says, For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Alright? And when it says the house of Israel and the house of Judah, it's talking about the two kingdoms that split. Alright? Because they're all once, all Israel. But what had happened is it split into the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. Alright? Judah, Benjamin, and half of the tribe of Levi stayed with the southern kingdom. Alright? And that kingdom was referred as the house of Judah. Alright? And the northern kingdom was the house of Israel, or the kingdom of Israel, which was the other 10 tribes. Alright? Or 9.5 if you want to be technical. And then it goes on to quote what I just read, that how the law is going to be written on our inward parts. But with that, I hope this video was edifying, and shalom.